What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right, I'm back at you with another one from Livewire Sports Media. All right, today we got some pretty significant news coming out of the Washington Commanders camp. Um, we all know that a few days ago, probably last week or so, that the Washington Commanders lost a naming rights to the stadium to FedEx by FedEx Field pulling out. So now FedEx Field will be named. Well, the Commanders said they would be looking for a new name, but we didn't know it would have been named so quickly. So, according to Nikki Javala of the Washington Post, the Washington Commanders former stadium FedEx Stadium now will be called the Washington Commanders Stadium, just like the team was named the Washington football team a few years ago before finding a name called the Washington Commanders. So the original agreement for the FedEx right was supposed to expire in 2026, but all through the shipping company exercised to opt out this provision in the deal before the end of 2023. This also by Nikki Javala and Mark Mace on the Washington Post. So for now, the field will share the same name as the team instead, um, which it makes sense. I mean, because neither the field or the team is name is going to last. I think in the once this deal with the new with the FedEx RFK Stadium in DC with the House voting and waiting on the Senate. Excuse me. With the Senate, I do believe that once that is pushed through and they're allowing, it will allow FedEx Field to be, reopened again. Not FedEx Field, but RFK to be reopened again. That's when you probably know that Josh Harris and all of them probably will put a bid in for that for RFK Stadium, and then that you'll probably see that'll be a new name, and the team will have a new name along some lines. And if you read between the lines and see how everything is moving, it makes perfectly sense that this is going to happen somewhere down the line. I give it 2 years, precisely. Once the team start winning, I think the team will be winning games and everything like that. I think all of this will come to head. Now, although FedEx choose to end a naming rights agreement, the company's separate partnership with the team remains intact. Per Nikki Javala and Mace, FedEx's decision to exercise to opt out of the provision was a result of the sale of the team in July. The Commanders were purchased by Josh Harris for a whopping $6.05 billion. But to me, I just feel like, why not just keep everything in place? You could have opted out all of that, the naming rights, when you pulled out of your support with Daniel Snyder back then. You could have just pulled your name then, and then Washington could have just named the stadium the Washington football team stadium or the Washington Commanders stadium. You could have did that a year or two ago instead of just waiting now. And then after the team already went through a whole season with the Washington Commanders and the new ownership, you could have just pulled out since then. But that ain't made no sense to me. Well, anyway, a statement from the Washington Post illustrates that said that we have already stated the process of identifying our next stadium naming rights partner, a partner who will play a crucial role in ushering in the next era of not only Commanders football, but also a robust slate to top live events and concerts. So I think, so with that being said, that since they pretty much have probably potential names and ideas or people who they already been talking to, and maybe they probably gonna wait till next year, because you got to think Josh Harris is putting a lot of money into the new Commander Stadium now for renovation purposes. So a new name could come next year once new renovation and everything with that stadium takes place. So we could see that probably, like I said, it could be probably next year before we know a new name, or late in the season, or late down the season, or one season in. So somewhere around between now and next year, you would probably get a new name of the stadium. It's also said that the team under a new ownership group is already in the process of attempting to get a new stadium built. The future location is not known yet. And however, the Commanders announced more upgrades to the existing stadium on Tuesday, which brought the target investment in improving the stadium and fans' experience to a total of more of 75 million since the team was purchased. This includes improvement sound quality as well as upgrade food, beverages, and surrounding. So I think, let me see. Now, if they do get a new stadium, I wonder what's going to happen to this old stadium since it's going to be down in the Maryland area. You know what I'm saying, the Maryland, Virginia area. So maybe they could use it for something else. They could use it for concerts. They could use it for another sports team. Who knows? I mean, you could move the Wizards down there. You never know. Or change. I don't know. There's so many things they could probably do with the stadium, but I'm sure Josh Harris is going to put the money in place to where he definitely is going to get his return back into that stadium. But we'll see. You'll never know, but we'll see. But I think all of this is pretty much ideally because we need to move past anything that still has Dan Snyder stench on it and making sure that we keep moving further along. All right, now something else I didn't get a chance to talk about over the weekend because I was supposed to do a video on this yesterday. That Adam Peters, when he was at the combine, he talked to several reporters, and the first thing they asked him, would they be willing to move up to number one? And presumably, moving up to number one is to get Caleb Williams. But Josh Harris, I mean not Josh Harris, but Adam Peters didn't rule out moving up to number one, and he didn't rule out moving back either. He said, "I would like to do anything possible to make this team better." And Peter said, and he was asked by Nikki Javala about trading up and down, and he said that he had a lot of good conversations with a lot of GMs this week. Really productive. So we're going to look through every avenue to make sure the team is better. And we all know that the Washington Commanders holds the number 2 pick in this year's draft. And there's so many speculations with the combine going on. You didn't see a lot of quarterbacks run the 40 yesterday. You didn't see a lot of them. You got Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Dennis not participating. They are giving media interviews and stuff like that, but they're not thrown into later this month in March to their pro day. But J.J. McCartney did not run the 40, but he did participate in passing drills as Sam Hartman. I didn't get to see Michael Penix yesterday. I didn't get to see who else I didn't get to see yesterday. Bo Nix was there. He did throw also. He did throw, but I didn't see him run. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back and see who all did not participate yesterday in yesterday's thing. Let me see. Bo Nix, he didn't run the 40. J.J. McCartney didn't run the 40, and Michael Penix didn't run the 40. So 3 quarterbacks didn't run the 40 yesterday, but I do believe they all participate in throwing the ball. So, but I did see Sam Hartman, J.J. McCartney, and Bo Nix threw the ball. I didn't see Michael Penix, so I can't give you no clue on that per se. But nevertheless, I mean, you think Adam Peters been through this many times. He's been through this with the Patriots, the Broncos, and also with the San Francisco 49ers. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's looking for. You got a great coaching staff built in, and you're going to make sure that everything is going to be slated properly to make sure that these guys definitely get everything that they need. You can't sit here and second guess or wonder, what you're going to do at number two. You're either going to take a quarterback or you're not. Yeah, you do got Sam Howell that's under contract, for another year or two. But at the same time, he has inconsistency issues, and it didn't make sense, and I don't see that this team. I mean, it could be possible, but I don't see this team starting the year off with Sam Howell if they draft a quarterback in the top 10. Now, if they draft a quarterback in the second round, then it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because you could develop that quarterback. But anyone, to be honest with you, do you want to sit a Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCartney, Michael Penix, Bo Nix? You can't sit them five guys. There's no way you sit those five guys. Now, Spencer Rattler, Sam Hartman, maybe. Yeah, I could see you sitting them guys. But the top five guys that I just rattle off, I don't see you sitting these guys. These guys are NFL ready. They're ready to start now. It's not like you had one or two guys that they ready, and the other ones you could wait. But you can't do that with those five guys. They are ready to start. They ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So, well, matter of fact, not five, but six guys. 'Cause I did call off six. Yeah. So, but I mean, from Caleb Williams to Michael Penix, all of these guys, you can't sit them. You're gonna have to start them now. If you get one of them in the second round, it makes their contract a little bit different, and you don't have to start them right away. But to me, it'd be feasible. It all depends if you want to um how you develop the offensive line. And with that being said, moving on to the offensive line. Also, a couple of days ago, I did an article on Logan Thomas, Charles Leno, and Nick Gates being released. Nick Gates will be released upon the year, but it'll be soon. It'll be like a couple of weeks or so. So, and then Tyron Smith for the Cowboys has been released. Now, my guess to replace I call him Jay Leno, but Charles Leno, you want to bring in a Tyron Smith to fill that void. Now I don't know how much Tyron has left in the tank. He's been one of Dallas Cowboys' most significant offensive linemen, but how much were you willing to pay him to bring him in? Are you gonna bring him in for a 1 or 2 year deal and then draft somebody next year in the draft and then replace him? Could be. Or you could bring Tyron Smith in for depth purposes. Now he's still a starter, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, how much do you feel like he's going to contribute? Because when he's healthy, he's good. He's just like Trent Williams. When he's healthy, he's good. And Lord knows that on that right side of the line, we need a lot of help. That's what we had a lot of issues with. Andrew Wiley was over there. I haven't noticed why they haven't cut him yet. Or maybe they cut him once free agency start and they find replacements for some of these positions, because you don't want to cut too much and then be like, oh, and then you show your hand and then your hand doesn't play out, then you won't be able to fill them voids. So I see why holding him right now until you find a replacement. Now, if they could get Tyron Smith in there and get another veteran offensive lineman, you know what I'm saying, add a center. Some people in the Washington Commander community think that I said this in my last video yesterday. I said that go in a free agency, get two veterans in free agency, and then draft you some real good rookie offensive lineman. That should give you enough depth that you need to solidify that offensive line, because it depends on who you roll with, Sam Howell or the next quarterback. They're going to have to be heavily protected, and you're going to have to run the ball, which they are really committing to running the ball. So I do believe Washington is going to beef up this offensive line this offseason, and it's probably going to be better than we have seen in a while. So, with that being said, that's all the news and notes for this Sunday edition of Commanders Football. This is your boy Livewire Sports Entertainment. Continue to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 3,000. Also, check out my blogs on WordPress, Livewire Sports Entertainment.wordpress.com. You can see all the latest articles I have written, and I will try to put the link into the description at the bottom of this video. Until then, have a great Sunday, enjoy the combine, and I'm out.